Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatima if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I was able to build a beauty brand while working a 9-to-5, creating content, and going to graduate school full-time. So I studied civil engineering for my undergraduate degree and I'm currently going for my MBA. I wanted to basically be able to work in any career field I wanted. I really didn't know what I wanted to do in college, so I felt like having an engineering degree was really my best bet. Yes, I found civil engineering very interesting, but if I don't like saying I regret it, but if I could go back, I would have chosen something within like the business area, whether it's marketing, probably marketing. I would have studied marketing if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, I'm happy I studied civil engineering still. I think it made me think differently, think more strategically. I just feel like I have an engineer's brain, and plus my MBA, that kind of adds on to helping me learn the business aspect of things that I otherwise wouldn't really have known. Although I've also learned a lot of stuff outside of school, like through YouTube and certification programs. I'm currently in a certification program for Facebook, I think Facebook marketing, Google ads and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much my educational background. For work, I do project management. That's my role. And then I also create content. Some people might consider me a hair influencer. I personally don't consider myself an influencer. I think I just create content and I enjoy creating content. I just hate editing it, so I don't edit any of my videos anymore. But yeah, so I work a full-time job. I go to school full-time. I create content, and I also built a beauty brand, and I've been working on it for the past year. I just launched the Instagram page yesterday, and my launch video is currently at 20,000 views, and I'm so happy. I'm very happy. I built the email list to about 200 almost people, and I'm looking to launch at the end of this month or at the beginning of September. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's pretty much my background. And the reason why I'm creating this video is because I just want to let other people know that it's possible to achieve your goals or achieve your dreams, even if you're feeling overwhelmed and you feel like you don't have the time to do it. Now, everybody's life is different. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I live with my sister currently, so I don't have those responsibilities. But in terms of what I'm doing with my life, that is working really around the clock and also finding time to actually have fun is possible. It's possible. It's all just time management. And I have a video now. I don't know if I posted it by this point, but I recorded a video about procrastination and how I myself am a master procrastinator, but I've managed to achieve most of my goals. And I'm creating this video to let people know that it's possible to do it, even if you have a lot of responsibilities in your life. It's still possible to achieve your dreams. My dream has always been to start a business, and not like a side hobby, side project business, like a legitimate business from the ground up. So that's why it took me a year to start it, because I didn't want it to just be like a passion project that I'm like, okay, I did it, goodbye. No, this is something I see being really large and really big, and I've really poured a lot of time and effort into it, and everyone has said that they've seen that when they've seen the product. So I started my beauty brand Kaer because I wanted to create a premium line of fragrance body care products. And really, I see this brand growing into more than just fragrance. Although I'm known for hair care, I didn't want to start this brand in hair because I feel like it would pigeonhole the brand as a hair care brand. And I wanted my brand to be well-rounded: body care, hair care, home care, and many other things. But yeah, that's really where I wanted it to start. I felt like body care and fragrance was a sweet spot to kind of expand on and grow into other sectors. The name of the brand Kaer is spelled Kaer, and that was inspired from the word care, because care was coming up a lot when I was writing my business plan and my business strategy. And as I wrote the business plan and business strategy, I had no idea what to name the brand. So care kept coming up: self-care, body care, skin care, you know, hair care. It just kept coming up. Care was just everywhere, literally. I think it came up in the document over 100 times, and I was like, hold on, there's something's going on here. So I was like, okay, I like care, but I don't like the spelling C-A-R-E. I think there's already a brand called C-A-R-E, Care. I think they do like shampoo and stuff like that. And besides that, I just don't like it. It just looked too plain and it lacked uniqueness. So I was like, how can I make this unique? And I just played around with letters. I did C-A-I-R, C-A-I-R-E, I was just playing C-A-Y-R, K-A-Y-R. I was just playing around with it until I got to K-A-I-R, K-A-E-R, and I was like, hold on, I think we got something there. So yeah, care was what I ended up going with. And like I said, that emphasizes how much I care about quality, people's you know, self-care routines, because I myself am a huge person that really cares about my self-care in all aspects of my life, like my hair care, my body care, my fragrance, even like my bedding that I wash. You know, everything is quite particular, and I really care about my self-care routine. I'm in communities that care about their self-care routines, as well as, you know, basically their day-to-day products. So I wanted to create a brand that started off in an area that I was really passionate about, and I felt like fragrance was that, because even with hair care is tied to fragrance in a way. So that's something that I can build off of eventually. So yeah, the word care itself basically reflects my commitment to offering products that are of great quality, that smell amazing, and basically promote a sense of well-being and indulgence, because that's what I personally love. So yeah, that's where my brand came from. And like I said, I chose fragrance and body care as a niche to start out in, because I really feel like that's a great way for the brand to grow into different sectors in beauty. My goal and vision for Care is to become a leading player in the beauty industry and to be known for its commitment to quality. How was I able to do all this with balancing a 9-to-5? Basically, I was working 2 jobs. I had my 9-to-5, and then I had my 5 to like 12 a.m. I'm not even joking. That's what I was doing. I would work, I would hop off of work, do my group schoolwork, because there was so much group work with going to graduate school. I don't even enjoy doing group work. I'm sorry to all my group mates. I prefer doing my work myself. And once I'm done with that, I then do my business work. So by the time it's that time, it's probably around like 8:30, 9 p.m. I start working on my business, and then I finish at like 12 a.m. and then I rinse and repeat. That's what I was doing for the past few months until the summer came around, and then I was done with all my classes. Honestly, the one thing that really helped me with organizing and making sure I was actually getting things done was writing things down. I was writing things down. I have a journal where every year I write my goals down for the year, whether it be financial, you know, social media goals, business goals, any type of goal, really. I write it down, and then I try to write down actionable steps per quarter of the year to achieve whatever goals I have set in that quarter of that year. So once I achieve those goals, I gift myself something, and that's something that has been working really well for me. So basically writing things down, planning things out, planning your weeks out. I like planning my weeks out. I don't like planning my months out. I feel like it's too far out. A lot changes within a week. I can't even imagine like a month, you know. So I don't like planning out my months. I plan out my weeks, and that works for me because I just feel like months are just too drawn out and things change. Items move around and things can get lost in translation. So I just prefer planning out my weeks. And then yeah, like I said, with graduate school isn't hard. It's just extremely time consuming. Like, you will spend hours per day working with your group mates or working on an assignment working to study for an exam. You know, it's just hours upon hours upon hours of working, but the work itself, I don't consider it hard, to be honest. My undergraduate was way harder than graduate school for me. One thing I do love about graduate school, maybe that's why it doesn't even feel hard, is because it's an MBA, so it's a master's in business and administration, and I love everything I'm learning about, whether it's accounting, you know, marketing, analytics. I just love it because I just tie everything into what I'm working on for my business or even for social media. Like, it's just something I personally am extremely interested in. So I hardly feel any friction to learning anything in graduate school because it's just stuff I'm really interested in, and I tie it to my business and even my social media with the marketing and stuff. So that's really seamless. It's really work that's just kind of on the side by itself, and I'm only doing that because once I no longer need to do that, of course I would eventually, you know, leave my work and focus full-time on my business. But my business hasn't even launched. It's launching, like I said, at the end of this month or early next month, which is August or beginning of September. But it's like fully done. Everything is done. I'm just waiting on a couple of shipments and they're almost here. And we literally just got into August. It's like August 4th today, I think. So I literally am so excited. Like I said, with work, it's just kind of a thing that takes up my time throughout the day. I sacrifice 8 hours of my day to get paid to live a comfortable life. And then the rest of the hours I put into things I personally am very passionate about, so that I can eventually leave work and do it full time. So social media, I was able to make some income last year, but that income I used it to fund my business, starting my beauty brand. So that, you see, that kind of feeds into that. And then my graduate school feeds both of those things with everything I've learned, you know, working with teams, working with people, doing presentations. It's just really, there's, like I said, barely any friction between those three things. It's just work that I feel like is in the way of everything else, but I'm grateful for it. So yeah, the best way to maintain, you know, a great so the best way to make sure you're performing well in all aspects of your life, whether it be work, school, social media, your business, is to basically write everything down and plan out your days, plan out your weeks. Make sure you're committing to whatever you write down in your planner, or at least try to. And if you have setbacks, try to figure out why you're having setbacks, what's getting in the way. Take breaks, that's also important. And although I was working around the clock for the past year, I also made sure I made time to have fun. I went to concerts, I went out with my friends, you know, I took the time to have fun, relax. I traveled. I had to think about that for a second. It was 6 months ago, but I traveled. So stuff like that, it's like important to have balance. Although I was extremely tired and overwhelmed and anxiety and depression was eating me up, I came out at the end on top. I feel like it was well worth it doing all these things at the same time, because at the end of the day, I'm benefiting from it and I don't regret it one bit. The next thing is content creation for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So I was really struggling with, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was really struggling with doing content creation while doing everything else, because one, I hated editing. I hated editing, and I hated editing. So I avoided filming content, or I would film content and I just wouldn't edit. I have like so many videos on my phone, on my camera, on my computer that I've recorded but never edited. And guess what I did? I got an editor. So now I have a YouTube editor. I have someone who edits my TikToks for me, and all I have to do is sit down, record, and I send her, you know, my script, or I send her the gist of the video. I send her inspiration for what I was going for, so she knows how to edit accordingly. So that's how I basically kind of worked on the challenge that I was facing with creating content and editing, because I hate editing. I was like, okay, I can use the money I'm earning from my YouTube and like my social media to pay someone else to edit for me, and that's working so well for me. Like, it's lifted so much stress off my shoulders, because I swear I hated editing so much that would keep me up at night. But yeah, what I do now is to make things easy for me, I have a Notion planner where I write down all my content ideas for TikTok, YouTube, for my business, and for my personal pages. And then when it's time to film, I just go sift through everything I want to record. I record it, I send it to my editor, she edits, she sends it back to me for revision. If she needs to revise them, I tell her whatever she needs to revise, she sends it back again, and then I upload it. And that's our process. Like, we really just got that down, because I think I started working with her like two months ago, a month ago, something like that. But yeah, she's amazing. I love this so much. And yeah, she's amazing. She edits so well. She gets exactly what I'm going for and what I like in my edits, and I love the way she edits. So the last thing is starting and launching my business. Starting my business was really hard, because there was really no one I could turn to at first until I started reaching out to people. So when I started, I was really lonely. Yes, I spoke to my friends and my family and stuff, but you know, sometimes when people haven't done the thing themselves, there's only so much they can help you with, you know, only so much guidance they can provide you. But I'm really grateful for everybody that was able to, you know, listen to my rantings and try to help me as best as they could. But yes, I was extremely anxious throughout the first like 7 months of starting my business. Like, it was just complete torture. The steps I took to actually launch my business was, one, I did a lot of research. I research about fragrance, because fragrance is regulated in the US especially. So I had to make sure all my manufacturers and suppliers were creating their products in accordance to the US regulations that we have in America, basically. And so once I was able to get supplies from manufacturers, okay, I already did my brand guide myself. I had to hire someone to do my branding, my logos, you know, my product packaging designs, my website. So all these kind of work hand in hand. So I couldn't work on my website until my brand strategy was done. I couldn't work on my packaging until my brand strategy, my brand guide was done. Once my branding was done, I was able to then start working on my brand packaging, and then my website design as well. And so those kind of work hand in hand. Like, you can't start your website. Technically you could, but it wouldn't be cohesive, and I really wanted my brand to look cohesive. Like, when you look at it, you're like, okay, that's kaer, that's not. You want to make sure everything looks seamless. So once my branding was done, I created my brand packaging and I started working on my website. Once the brand packaging was done, I was looking on Alibaba to find packages for them to design, and then I sent my brand designers, you know, the dimensions of the packages. They designed it. I sent it to the manufacturers. They created samples for me, and then when that was done, I placed my bulk order. So that was that. The easiest part was literally buying the actual like body products and the fragrance and stuff like that. That was so easy. I just had to go through, smell a bunch of samples, literally hundreds of samples, and then I went home with like 40 samples, and then with my family and friends, we brought the number of samples down to like 4. Initially I was only supposed to launch 3, but then after smelling the samples, I was like, I have to get the last one. It was impossible for me not to. Once I had the scents, then I could design the packaging, because I need to know what colors I wanted the walls to be and stuff like that. So it's really strange. I worked on my branding. I started working on my product packaging. Before I started working on my branding, or while I was working on my branding, I was looking at scents. I got the scents, decided what scents I wanted to select. Branding was done. Started working on my product design and website design. Reached out to manufacturers, got product dimensions so that my product packagers could design those products. Those packagings or product packagings, I don't know what to call them. And once they were done, ordered samples. Gave them a go. Did my bulk order. Bulk order was shipped and received. Website is almost done. And once that was done, I was reaching out to influencers in my niche, because I myself create content, so it's really easy. Some of them we were kind of mutuals already, some of them not so much, so I just reached out to them and they were so helpful. They helped me so much. I can't even begin to, I'm just so grateful, because they helped me understand things from a different perspective. Although I'm a consumer of my products, sometimes, you know, it's your business, so it's your baby, so you're looking at it through a different lens than, you know, someone who's a stranger is. So they were able to put my brand into a perspective that I wasn't looking at it through. So I'm really grateful for them for really helping out and giving me a helping hand. And yeah, that's pretty much it with that. Actually developing the product packaging, I'd say, is what took really long. Selecting the scents was really easy. Finding manufacturers was also really hard, and finding suppliers was hard, because I had to call and email so many people. That's what I was doing for such a long time. I'd say for like 5 months, maybe in 6 months. I was just calling people, calling, emailing, because everybody, it's hard to actually decide. So if you're like me, I'm very indecisive, so it's really hard for me to make a decision, especially one as large as starting a business. Selecting colors, selecting the products themselves, the fragrances, it's really scary and it induces a lot of anxiety. So once that was over and I was done with all the picking and the selecting, that's when I was like, whew, finally I can breathe. And now I feel perfectly fine. Like, I'm launching at the end of this month and I'm not really even nervous at all. I really am not. The hard part to me is over, which is the deciding. I hated doing that. But yeah, basically I reached out to a lot of people. You know, they consulted, they helped me, they provided me with a lot of advice, and I'm super grateful for them. I haven't officially launched, so I'm so excited to at the end of this month. But yeah, some challenges that I really faced were just time management. Like, I'd say that's what it was, and also making those decisions, those big decisions. Once I paid those invoices and all that was over, was when I had so much peace. Like, I was sleeping so well. Before that, I was barely sleeping. My eyes would be closed at night, but I could hear everything because the anxiety was keeping me awake. I swear, I'm pretty sure that's why my hair was falling out. It was because I was just so stressed. But yeah, after I finished everything, I rewarded myself with like 4 pairs of shoes that I really wanted. They were on sale, but I rewarded myself, and I'm really happy that I did, because I deserved it. I deserved it 100%. I definitely think if you're on a journey of personal growth, it doesn't even have to be about starting a business. It could be anything. I think it's important to reward yourself. It doesn't, in ways that you feel rewarded. It doesn't need to be shoes. I just personally love shoes. I'm a shoe girl. I love shoes. I love perfume. So that's how I reward myself. But I really suggest that if you do accomplish something that you felt like was difficult to do, you really should reward yourself. Starting a beauty brand, like a legitimate beauty business, was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. And one thing I will say that is, if you really want to do something, you just have to commit to it, make time for it, show up for it, and you will achieve it. I swear you will. That's all it takes, is showing up for yourself and being strategic too, because I was really strategic as well. Yeah, I really appreciate support from my friends, my family, all the people I've met online that I haven't met in person yet, but eventually I really hope to. I'm really looking forward to my brand, Kaer, becoming a well-known brand in the beauty industry. I can't wait to one day see it on a shelf in Sephora or Ulta or Macy's. I really am so excited. That's like my ultimate goal, is to hit retail eventually. Not now, obviously, that takes time, but eventually that's like my long-term goal for the business. And yes, that's pretty much it. I'm launching at the end of this month, or in early September. So if you're watching this and you haven't signed up to be notified when we launch, please go on to buykaer.com and submit your email to be notified when we launch. And I'm so excited to show you guys this entire process. I did record it, so I do plan on uploading my business content videos to my personal channel, as well as my business's channel, which is by Kaer Official, and that's the social media as well. It's by Kaer Official for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you really like this video, please do support me by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. What are your goals? Are you running a business? Are you starting a business? Do you want to start a business? Where are you in that process? What are you struggling with? What's causing a lot of friction in your life? Please let me know. I'd be so excited to know. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Bye.